Okay, hey everybody, it's Jim Halterman, the West Coast Bureau Chief of TV Guide Magazine. We're here in the LA offices with... Oh my god!
Hi.
We're here with Brianne, Howey, and Hannah Kasulka from The Exorcist, which, when people have been asking me what show am I loving right now, The Exorcist comes up first. It really does. Because it's so well done, it's amazing. I don't want to spoil stuff, but tonight's episode is not to be missed, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about just the whole experience. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I want to ask you, first of all, what was your experience with The Exorcist before the show came along? Like, did you know it? What did you know about it?
I was familiar with it. I had seen it at a sleepover. It was terrifying and definitely scarred me.
I had not seen it because
Okay.
I'm a big baby and I don't like scary stuff. So I was like, stay away. My family was like, stay away from all scary stuff. Like, my Nana's a pastor. It's a whole thing. So I wasn't allowed to watch it, but I did watch it after we shot the pilot.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to be influenced. I was like, I've waited this long. So I waited until after we shot the pilot and then I watched it. And it's scary.
It's scary.
It's nice to watch it again after we were done shooting, because you could see where all the nods were and how it's still, the tone is still there. It's nice.
Yeah. If you guys are just joining us, I'm Jim Halterman, the West Coast Bureau Chief. We're here with Brianne Howey and Hannah Kasulka from The Exorcist. So much good stuff coming. You guys, I've seen tonight's episode. Did I already say that? It's amazing. We're not going to spoil stuff here, though, but hopefully you're up to speed at least to where we're at, because the one thing I loved about the show is in the beginning when I watched the pilot, I was like, oh, they are kind of staying away from the original.
Right.
Because you didn't think so, even though I saw Chris McNeil's name in like a newspaper or somewhere. They did it really quick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you watch the pilot again, there's some, I can't remember if it's a newspaper or somebody's looking at the website or something, and it's very small. And I caught it.
I missed
planted.
it.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
But then around
They're
episode,
so smart.
is it episode 4 or 5, when you find out at the very end of the episode
5, yeah.
that basically Gina Davis is Linda Blair.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ah!
What a twist.
And Sharon Glass is Ellen Burstyn.
Yes.
So, but do you guys know what you're getting yourselves into? Like, when you shot the pilot, did you know where this potentially was going to be going?
No, I had no idea.
No. I mean...
I don't even... Yeah, I didn't even know if they knew.
Okay.
A lot of this was unfolding, I think, as they saw our characters on set and the relationships kind of unfolding. I think then they started to see... Then they had the vision.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think it's like... I think when we went to Comic-Con, the show wasn't even out yet, and that was sort of, for me, like... Oh, this is a big deal. I didn't know, like...
The following is incredible.
Yeah. And the show wasn't out yet, so I feel like... And nobody knew who I was, or Brianne was, like, and probably still don't. But it's like, it was just, the name carries such a legacy, and people are such huge fans of it. And I think a lot of people were kind of like, don't screw up our movie that we love. And so that was sort of the thing that I felt, where I was like, I don't want to mess this up for our fans. Like and you know, Jeremy's amazing and I trusted him, and when you read the scripts you're like, no, trust us, this is good, and it's not like a retelling, or you know, we're not dragging The Exorcist through the mud. We're trying to like maintain the integrity of it, and I think they did.
Yeah, I totally think you do, because I've seen the original movie so many times because I love horror films and it's one of the best. But that's one thing I tell people. I'm like, it's so amazing how you guys are honoring the original.
It's
first
all
movie.
the people involved in every department are so on point that it maintains the integrity of everything.
Yeah, and that comes right down to the special effects and the makeup.
Oh,
which talk about that, Hannah, because I mean, one, I'm guessing you were in the makeup chair quite a long time.
Oh yeah. I got cozy.
But talk about that, because it also got worse and worse. Like in the beginning, it was maybe a couple little cuts here and there, but then all of a sudden it was full on. Like, she's pretty much dead at this point.
Yeah. I mean, like, people when they first started seeing me, like, when I, you know, because 1 and 2, it's just a little, like, I'm sweaty and I kind of have, like, bags under my eyes and I'm a little, just look tired and beat up a little bit. But then by 8 and I'm full on a skeleton. It's crazy. But our makeup artist, Tammy Lane, did my makeup, the special effects makeup. She's incredible. And, just so like detail oriented, and if you like do a freeze frame on the makeup, you wouldn't be able to tell like that it's makeup. She's
looks
so good.
The teeth and everything.
Yeah, the teeth were molds that I had made. I have them, by the way. So
Yes.
Do you have them with you?
I was like, thank you.
Are they in your purse?
I should just like wear them to stuff to be like, it's me. I'm the girl. In case you didn't know.
I love it.
Yeah, but it was cool.
We actually got an audience question. Somebody wants to know, you have a dog, right?
I do.
So what did your dog think when your dog saw you in the makeup?
She wasn't like she sat. First of all, she sat in my lap every morning when I was in hair and makeup it was like 2+ hours by the end of it. And she's so good. Like she just would like sit there and like it was probably annoying because I would have to be like, oh sorry Tammy, and I'd like move Layla because she'd like have to put a bruiser holy water burn here, and I'd be like, okay, let me move Layla.
As you do. It happens.
Boils, yeah. I'm like, okay, hold on, let me hold my dog while I put boils on. But she recognized me. Like it's funny, she saw my stunt double one day. Like she would hang out in the wardrobe trailer when I was shooting, and she would like, they left the door open so she could kind of look out, and she saw my stunt double go into makeup, and she ran out, which she'd never ran out before. She ran out and went into makeup, and then like was like, oh, it's not mom, and like went back and came in. But she didn't like get freaked out. I don't know. I guess that's
because she knows you're here.
Man's best friend.
Exactly. That's great. I'm glad we're getting questions though. You guys keep sending questions and tell us where you're from so we know where you're watching this from. We had somebody else ask, was there like an expert on religion or anything on set, do you know, that kind of advised on that? Because a lot of that stuff is very accurate. You can tell they're paying attention to the Bible and what that says. Do you know if there was anybody?
In the writing process.
Yeah.
So they had a lot of advisors as they were writing the script, so everything was honest and truthful and as original as possible.
And Jeremy did a lot of research, like, based on the book, and they met with priests, and I tried to watch some exorcisms. I didn't get very far. And also, like, I grew up, I was, like, raised Christian, and, grew up in the church and hearing things like that. So I think we all tried to keep it, like, pretty grounded and
Okay. So what does your family think of this job you have, where it's very steeped in religion and the devil and all these things?
Yeah, my mom's probably watching. Hi. Hi, Mom. They were, like, not thrilled. They were torn. Like, they were very excited that I got a job. I was like, hey, good news, I booked a pilot. And they were like, woo! And I'm like, it's The Exorcist. And Mom was like, oh no. Why did it have to be this? But then, like, her and my Nana both have been watching it. And the pastor at the church I grew up has been watching it, him and his wife. And they love it. And, they're huge fans of the show. And I think that's, like, a testament to that it's a good show.
Yeah.
And
even if you're not obsessed with horror,
Yeah.
it's a wonderful show regardless because of the writing and the family dynamic and
yeah.
I was going to say, it's just a little twisted family drama.
Exactly, just a very dysfunctional family drama.
Yeah.
Mom's currently going through some stuff.
Maybe a black comedy depending on how you want to look at it.
Comedy.
Yeah.
Let's hope this, the 10 episodes are not all we'll see of this show, and if it were to come back for another round of episodes, anything you guys would like to see for your characters? Because they both have already been through a lot. I mean, even Kat's been through a lot. We found out about her nice little girlfriend that she had there.
For a minute.
For a second.
It was a really short-lived love.
But if the writers came to you and were like, hey, what's one thing you want to make sure happens in season 2, what would be something that you'd want to tell them?
We get a vacation.
Something nice and relaxed.
Family vacation.
We're sipping like cocktails on a beach. I don't know. No.
I'd like Kat to find a new dream because she can't be a dancer anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd like Casey never like found herself, I think, and I think that's a lot of part for me was like why she was able to be possessed. It's because she was so lost. So to like find herself and like take some ownership over her life because she had so much of it taken away already.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you guys are just joining us, Jim Halterman, the West Coast Bureau Chief for TV Guide Magazine. We're in the LA offices with Brianne Howey and Hannah Kasulka from The Exorcist. We're talking about I want to ask about tonight's episode. What can you tease about what at least your characters are going through? Because the last we saw, Mama Angela has got a bit of the devil in her, sharing glass, got a little head twisted around, which was awful because I love sharing glass.
I know, she's so nice.
But we were all shocked when we got that episode. We were like, oh.
Yeah. So what will we see tonight? What can you tease as far as your characters?
we go through a lot of torture emotionally. It's a tough one. This was emotionally a hard episode.
Yeah, but both of them, like 9 and 10, are kind of a two-parter season finale.
Yeah.
So it's big. It's not like leading up to the finale. Like, this is kind of the finale, and then the next week is the Uber finale. I don't know. But it's a lot happens, and it's cool. You got to see.
Like, we hit a lot of good story marks, and these were tough. These last two were really tough to shoot. Yeah.
Well, one thing, and this isn't a big spoiler, but there is a really nice scene between the sisters where, you know, because Casey's Casey again. Yeah. So at least they have a nice moment where they kind of connect again, and it's really nice. But how's it shooting a scene like that compared to one of those really intense scenes where you're getting thrown around a room and that sort of thing?
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, oh, can I just be a person again? Like, I don't know. I forgot, because it's such a different thing when you get to act and be a real human being.
We didn't have a ton of opportunities throughout the season where it was just our two characters together and bonding and sort of talking about what the hell just happened. So it was really nice.
Yeah.
Were there ever times that you guys were kind of freaked out on set just by what was going on and how everything looked?
I feel like, I don't know, because I was the scary one, so I'm sure people...
Your prosthetics were crazy.
Yeah, people would see me in the hallways, or I'd come around the corner and they'd be like, huh. So for other people maybe, but for me I was just I'd be walking my dog in full crazy makeup, and other shows were shooting on our lot, and they were all like, what is going on? So maybe for other people, but for me I was just kind of
the
regular
stunts were
day.
kind of crazy. Those scared me a
That's
little bit. Watching them do what they do, crazy. Yeah.
People getting thrown, and
it's terrifying.
Every time, I did a lot of my own stunts, I did as much as I could, but they were like, you can't slam into a wall, Hannah. We can't.
Did you get raised up?
Yeah, that was me.
Because that must have been really cool.
It was fun. Yeah, it was really cool. But seeing them, anytime there's, action where they fall into a wall or hit their head.
Oh, no! And they're like, that's what they do.
Yeah. I'd be at the monitor being like, ooh, ouch.
I love it. You guys are sending us really great questions, so keep them coming in. Tell us where you're from. Somebody wants to know about the demon. I know we see this kind of older man who Gina sees. Yeah. Are we supposed to... Is he the demon, or is he just kind of... because he's the one who kind of talks to her and throughout the earlier episodes.
Yeah. He is... the salesman and Captain Howey.
Physical manifestation.
That's Captain Howey. Yeah. From the movie. Yeah. Okay. He's creepy.
Yeah, it's
his
Robert.
Makeup too. When you see these last two, so good.
Oh, it's bad. I saw him in the makeup too, and I was just like, oh no! I had a visceral.
Insane.
Yeah.
Okay, well, keep your question coming in, everybody. I have to talk about Gina Davis. We won't spoil what's coming these last two episodes, but since I've seen tonight's episode. She's so amazing. Now that we know that the devil's back in her, she's kind of not the sweet mom that we've been seeing most of the season. Talk about working across from that, though, because it's definitely, she's doing an amazing job, but it might have been a little scary getting that.
Yeah, she's so incredible. I think it was definitely super intimidating at first, but then we kind of pretty easily slipped into this nice little family dynamic, and she really puts you at ease. Yeah.
Okay. That's why she's so good, is because she's just... such a warm and open person. Her and Alan Ruck are both incredible, and it felt
very natural.
Yeah.
Our own little mini Rams family.
We got lunch a couple of times and hung out,
and it just feels normal.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah. How was it shooting in Chicago? Because you guys did shoot there. I'm guessing on sound stages.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
location
stuff.
I was in Lake Michigan.
So that was actually Lake Michigan.
Yeah,
I grew up near there, so I know Lake Michigan. Yeah. So when you were basically getting dunked in the water many times?
Yep. That was Lake Michigan. People were playing volleyball while we were setting up, and I'm walking down the beach in a bathrobe and demon makeup.
It wasn't winter yet when you shot that, I hope, so it wasn't too cold?
Cold.
It was cold. The water was cold.
It could definitely, I guess it could have been worse, but it was pretty cold. I think my teeth are chattering in the scene, and I couldn't stop. I was like, I'm sorry, that's what it's gonna be.
It's been hard though. How do you talk about that with Ben, because he's the one kind of dunking you? What kind of rehearsal goes into that, just so everybody's safe and all those things?
We had lifeguards on set, and we have stunt coordinator who like talked us through everything, and it was more of like, and I trust Ben. I'm like, you can drown me, like you do whatever you want. But we I kind of held on to his arms, and like I was sort of pushing myself under and pulling myself up. Like he just kind of did the motion with me.
Right.
So movie magic.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
We do have a question, and this kind of makes sense because the subject matter of the show. Does it ever get into your head so much that like you might dream about some of the scenes you've shot or things like that? Has that ever happened?
I've had more nightmares since I've been home, or just like bad dreams, just like waking up startled. Yeah. Definitely, and I think it is because of the show.
Yeah. I had certain one, I was like so exhausted from shooting, like I didn't dream. I was just like, as soon as I hit the bed, I'm done. But I did have weird moments where I was like, am I going to like? I keep waiting to like see a ghost or something. Yeah. I'm just like, they gotta be around here somewhere. Like, yeah.
That's great. Brianne, tell me, because of course Hannah had her challenges with the makeup and all that.
Yeah.
But you also had to be the concerned sister, or getting angry at your mom because they weren't doing what what your character wanted them to be doing.
Right.
What were the challenges in that? Because in some ways you're not acting with makeup and all that, but you have to react to a lot of that.
It was totally different. Kat was a little bit more. She was kind of the moral compass as far as. What she thought was right, but Kat's also like the only non-religious person in the family, so what she thought was right was very different than what the rest of the family thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was hard because she loses a friend/girlfriend right off the bat, and then watching her dad's health decline, feeling like she can't connect with her mom because her mom's so distracted.
Yeah.
Her sister's being crazy. So I think Kat just felt really alone, and it took her a few episodes to catch on to how serious everything that was happening was.
Yeah.
And then to try to, it pushes your depths to how far you would go for your family.
She's also like the voice of reason. I feel like Kat's always the one that's like maybe you're the voice of the audience a little bit, or people
like
just being like,
you kind of get to see the audience's opinion, I think, through Kat's eyes about like, this is insane.
What's happening?
Really, there's a possession in her bedroom. I don't know.
Yeah. That's fun. But you had some good scenes with Sharon Gless too, because as much conflict as Sharon's character and Angela had, there was a connection with Kat, which was really nice. How was it to work with Sharon Gless?
Incredible. I was so excited that it was her. She was so sweet and giving and the perfect grandma.
I never really got to meet her. I was sad.
Yeah, it's weird shooting shows like this that if you don't have a storyline with someone, you can go a whole season without working with someone on the show.
I mean, I saw Father Bennett, like Kurt. We saw him like a couple of times, and I was like, Kurt.
Yeah, you see each other. Like, hey.
Passing. Yeah. Oh my God. Even we like wouldn't shoot. Like I wouldn't see Brianne for days.
Yeah, there was a few weeks where.
Okay, we've got a few more minutes left, guys. So send any last minute questions you've got. Somebody wants to know if there are any strange occurrences on set. Was there anything just creepy that kind of made you guys feel spooky on set?
The only weird thing, and everybody asks this question, I wish I had like a juicy thing to tell people. The only weird thing that happened was when we were shooting the pilot, the elevator in our hotel, which was a new hotel and very nice, like it wasn't, older, like it didn't have creepy vibes, it was like clean and whatever, but it would take us to the 13th floor, and we didn't press the 13th button. Like
it was a weird way to start.
That's creepy.
That was the pilot.
Yeah, and I was also getting calls from Nana and my mom being like, "Is everything okay?" And I'm like, "Yes, very much so." Yeah. She probably doesn't know that story, Mom.
Okay. That's creepy. That's creepy.
So that was the only thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, and then when the Cubs won, we were all like, "Is this a trick?"
That happened.
This is sorcery.
That happened.
It's like while we were on set and all the crew members like have their phones trying.
They're like burning sage and bringing goats in.
It was cool to be there for that. Was really
cool.
Oh my God. Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about some hot priests that are on the show. Between Alfonso and Ben, hot priest.
Yeah.
Were you guys aware of this? Because I know viewers have talked about the hot priest.
Yes.
I have talked about the hot
apparent.
priest.
Especially in person. They ooze.
Yeah.
They ooze sexy.
Yeah. They're like the sweetest, nicest, best guys too. I mean,
and their chemistry together, I think no one thought would be this incredible, and I think it really is part of the heart of the show.
Yeah, I mean, even like between takes, you'll see them like messing around, like they're like always laughing and like joking. Yeah, there's
I love it. Well, hot priests are a good thing. I want you guys to read off of this because it's saying
Okay.
everybody who's watching this right now, all the different countries
Oh,
watching. Thank you so much
Guys,
for
thank
watching,
you.
guys.
We
Wow.
have USA,
Of
obviously.
course,
Costa Rica,
Scotland,
Canada,
Germany,
UK, hi,
Mexico,
Brazil,
Ecuador,
Israel,
Portugal,
Ireland,
That's
Italy,
amazing.
Malta. Wow.
and you guys all want a second season, so do we.
Yay! Well,
guys.
the best
Thanks.
way to get a second season, get people to watch tonight's episode and next Friday's episode, tweet about it, email, everything. Just do everything you can on social media.
write a
Please
letter.
pay attention.
Send us emails.
But thank you so much, both of you, for being here. The
Thank
show is
you.
so amazing. Friday nights, Fox.
Tune in.
Yeah, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
9
Yeah,
o'clock.
9,
So
8,
watch it. Tell your friends. Like, tell them now, so they can watch. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much. Bye.